Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them.
Dans sa cuisine de Miami, Paola ne se lasse pas d'écouter ce discours du docteur Joseph Ladapo.
They don't have the right to tell you what your kids have to put in your body. They do not have the right. Do not give it to them. And we're going to be starting that here in Florida.
3 septembre 2025, le chirurgien général de Floride, principale autorité sanitaire de cet État ultra-conservateur, annonce la levée des obligations vaccinales dans les écoles. En clair, Paola n'aura bientôt plus besoin de faire vacciner ses 2 enfants pour les scolariser. Pour cette mère de famille, c'est un soulagement.
When I first heard the news, I was really happy, especially for kids. That's what I felt like a relief for kids. I'm not an anti-vaxxer person. I believe that everybody needs to do their own homework and get informed. So I'm not telling do not vaccinate your kids because my own kids are vaccinated, but they have just some vaccines. So this is my supplement cabinet, so I take a lot.
Cette maman hispanique plutôt aisée n'est pas spécialement politisée, mais elle a perdu foi dans les vaccins après la pandémie de Covid-19. Paola préfère aujourd'hui faire confiance à sa médecine alternative indienne.
I follow recommendations from Ayurvedic medicine. Ayurveda is the most, well-known and antique medicine and science. The phrase is let the food be your medicine. Instead of, take some paracetamol, I go for anti-inflammatory route, and it works sometimes faster than a painkiller.
So you trust that more than vaccine?
I trust more my body reactions. The way I live, my body will have more, tools to fight an infection.
Culture du bien-être contre vérité scientifique. Paola illustre le succès grandissant des croyances anti-vaccins aux États-Unis. Et pour cause, celles-ci sont désormais promues jusqu'au sommet de l'État par l'administration Trump et son ministre de la Santé. Robert Kennedy Jr. a déjà lancé une purge dans son ministère, mis fin à de nombreux programmes de recherche vaccinale et limité l'accès aux vaccins, accusés contre tout consensus scientifique de causer des maladies.
After reviewing the science and consulting top experts at NIH and FDA, HHS has determined that mRNA technology poses more risks than benefits for these respiratory viruses.
Cette fièvre anti-vaccin donne des ailes aux alliés de Robert Kennedy Jr. dans les États républicains, comme le docteur Joseph Ladapo en Floride. Ce jour-là, il fait salle comble pour recevoir un prix.
To give Dr. Joseph Ladapo the Courageous Courage Health Freedom Award that he so deserves.
Accueil de rockstar pour ce chirurgien général diplômé d'Harvard en charge de la santé en Floride depuis 2021. Sa décision de lever l'obligation vaccinale dans les écoles lui vaut ce jour-là de recevoir une médaille de la liberté médicale décernée par une organisation anti-vax.
You're right, it is a spiritual war, and it is a spiritual war. And as bland and normal as people in the media, newscasters on CNN, all these guys want to make us believe that, whether it's the masking or the shutdowns that we needed to do, or whatever other measure, or the vaccines that you must take, and we have to make you take them, because otherwise the sky will fall. Whatever it is, all of those things that seem benign, make no mistake. What they are messengers for our enslavement as human beings. We've been in this fight
Avec de tels propos, le docteur Ladapo s'est placé au banc de la communauté scientifique. Mais ce statut de paria l'a propulsé au rang de héros, de lanceur d'alerte de la cause MAHA. MAHA pour Make America Healthy Again, rendre sa santé à l'Amérique. Le mouvement du ministre de la Santé de Donald Trump, Robert Kennedy Jr.
He's phenomenal. He is phenomenal. He's looking to bring freedom to people that want to be autonomous and want to control their own life, their own health, their own body.
No vaccines.
Yes.
Yes, excellent.
No vaccines.
My daughter's 38 and she's never had a vaccine in her life. So we've been aware of the dangers of vaccines for decades and very cautious about what we do with our bodies and what we put into it.
Depuis la pandémie de Covid, les partisans de Donald Trump ont largement perdu confiance dans leurs institutions de santé. 60% des républicains sont opposés à l'obligation vaccinale et à peine 1 sur 4 estime qu'il est important de faire vacciner ses enfants. Mais beaucoup vont même plus loin et croient que les vaccins les auraient rendus malades.
I'm vaccine injured. I had 2 COVID vaccines by Moderna, and I had many ramifications, all enlarged lymph nodes, that my primary doctor asked me to report it to the VAERS website, so I do have proof of that. And now I have multiple myeloma bone cancer. I will never, ever, ever touch another vaccine again.
Selon une vaste étude menée par l'Agence fédérale de santé américaine en 2021, les vaccins ARN n'augmentent pas les décès. Un constat scientifique confirmé cette année par la Caisse nationale d'assurance maladie en France. Mais les vaccine-injured, ces personnes qui pensent avoir été blessées par un vaccin, sont de plus en plus visibles aux États-Unis, au point de devenir un véritable mouvement. Les vaccine-injured ont déjà leur leader et leur podcast, comme celui de Dan à Orlando, qui diffuse chaque jour à plusieurs dizaines de milliers d'abonnés.
With the last 2 weeks, we've had not just 1, but 2 different incidents of confirmation that these injuries are being caused from the vaccinations. This is a global problem. So the call to action just isn't in Florida. We are just the tip of the spear on getting these poison-pushing, big pharma communities of big business, the multi-trillion-dollar companies, to end the madness and get back to our God-given, natural, innate immune systems and being healthy as citizens in America. I've been interviewing the injured for over 5 years, and getting their stories out to me is very personal because I've lost friends from this personally. I have friends that are advocates as well that are still suffering, that need help.
And at that time, Fauci had 18
Autrefois marginaux, les vaccine-injured bénéficient depuis 1 an d'un soutien de poids à la Maison-Blanche. Le ministre de la Santé de Donald Trump, Robert Kennedy Jr., travaille sur une loi visant à indemniser ces Américains qui pensent avoir été rendus malades par un vaccin.
For over 20 years, he's been in the battlefields fighting for the injured. So absolutely ecstatic that MAHA and his movement was put in there.
Dan ne se contente pas d'animer son podcast sur les vaccine-injured. Il s'est lancé dans une nouvelle activité. Cet ancien commercial en produits pharmaceutiques se propose aujourd'hui de guérir des Américains qui pensent avoir été empoisonnés par le vaccin ARN messager contre le Covid-19.
We're going to pick up one of our patients currently to get her therapy. She can't drive. Part of her chronic illness and inflammation, it makes her hard to be able to drive, so that's why we have to pick her up. She's right here. She's waiting. Hi, let's go.
Dude, it's been a minute. Oh, so good to see you.
Come on.
Cette retraitée d'Orlando est convaincue d'avoir été infectée par le vaccin. Pourtant, elle n'a jamais été vaccinée. Doché pense avoir été contaminé de façon passive au contact de son voisin qui, lui, a été vacciné contre le Covid-19.
Exposures that did affect me day to day once I was exposed. It comes out in the ways that someone expels, through their breath, through their aerosols, through a Dan chiming anywhere, through their sweat, just different exposures to, I guess, bodily fluids type of thing.
Pour guérir des patients comme Doché du poison dont elle pense souffrir, Dan a mis au point une thérapie au laser, censée laver le corps des effets indésirables du vaccin.
So, you know, a lot of our patients that we deal with have these issues of not only the chronic inflammation, but the stomach issues. Have you had any of those lately? Oh, you're done. You're good.
Sorry. A little bit, for sure.
Tell you what, since you've not been here for a little while, we're going to go ahead and do the glasses too.
Sweet.
3 things that cold laser therapy was approved for originally about a decade ago in America was decreased inflammation, increased circulation, and decreased pain. And essentially that's all 3 things that almost every patient that's dealing with vaccine injury are currently dealing with. All right, well, therapy started. Go ahead and relax.
Dan a ouvert sa propre clinique anti-vax à Orlando. Il n'est ni médecin ni infirmier et traite une demi-douzaine de patients par jour au tarif de 2 à 400 $ la session.
How was the nap? All right, we're going to move to actually treating the brain. This is probably the most favorite part of every patient that I know. Treating the brain. This is part of what helped me get back from my strokes, from my diagnosis of early stages of Alzheimer's and CTE. So we treat occipital and frontal. And let there be light. Genesis chapter 1, verse 3. And there was.
Comme cette retraitée, une partie de l'Amérique croit désormais fermement que les institutions de santé publique qui ont autorisé les vaccins leur veulent en fait du mal. Certains voient même le CDC, l'Agence fédérale pour la santé, comme l'ennemi à abattre, au sens littéral. 8 août 2025 à Atlanta, le siège national du CDC est pris pour cible par un homme de 30 ans, armé d'un fusil d'assaut. Il s'agit d'un vax injured, convaincu d'avoir été empoisonné par le vaccin anti-Covid. Plus de 500 impacts de balles perforent la façade du bâtiment, un policier est tué et des milliers d'employés de santé restent profondément traumatisés. Comme le docteur Dimitri Daskalakis, plusieurs balles ont traversé son bureau.
500 shots shot into CDC, my office being one of them. I wasn't there that day because I had surgery, but I sure dealt with it that day because I had to call my staff that were hiding in conference rooms because they were scared that they were getting shot at, because they were shot at for 20 minutes. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. came to visit, and he gave us thoughts and prayers, and then immediately left and went to a news segment and said, don't trust experts. He's responsible for the environment that allowed for that shooting to happen.
Le docteur Dimitri Daskalakis est l'un des épidémiologistes les plus réputés des États-Unis. Jusqu'en août dernier, il dirigeait la politique vaccinale du pays au sein du CDC. Mais quand les réformes de Robert Kennedy Jr. ont choisi d'aller à l'encontre de ces données scientifiques, le docteur Daskalakis a préféré démissionner. Fin août, il est escorté vers la sortie sous les applaudissements de ses anciens collègues qui lui réservent une haie d'honneur. Quelques heures plus tôt, pour sonner l'alerte, il avait posté sa lettre de démission publiquement sur les réseaux sociaux.
Enough is enough. I am unable to serve in an environment that treats CDC as a tool to generate policies and materials that do not reflect scientific reality and are designated to hurt rather than to improve the public's health. I feel like there is a vast literature of conspiracy that's being created. Unfortunately, like one of the reasons I resigned was that people who hold those conspiracies are now in charge of vaccine policy recommendations for the United States. There is a whole narrative that the mRNA vaccine is contaminated by DNA and it somehow changes your genes. That is untrue. There has not been a surge in cancer. Like that has not been related to mRNA vaccines. Like it's just not true. It is what happens when your Secretary of Health elevates conspiracy theorists to the place of prominence.
Pour le docteur Daskalakis, le pire reste encore à venir en matière de santé publique aux États-Unis.
We're going into the dark ages of public health, right? We've had the golden age where we controlled HIV. We have, controlled vaccine preventable diseases. Tuberculosis is something that you see mainly because of people who are, bringing it from other countries. The foundations of that golden age have cracked, and so I think that we have a few years, as long as this very specific health regime is in power, where we're going to see pretty bad outcomes. And the thing that makes me nervous is that they're going to do all of the damage right now, and a lot of the outcome will be in the next administration, whoever that is. It's going to take a little bit of time for Florida to have measles vaccination rates go down because many of the kids are already vaccinated. Give it a few years, and then you're going to see outbreaks. I think we're in trouble.
En démissionnant, le docteur Daskalakis dresse un constat d'échec cinglant. Les scientifiques comme lui ont déjà perdu la bataille du récit aux États-Unis. Ils n'ont pas su contrer les assauts quotidiens sur Internet d'une armada de petits soldats médiatiques totalement dédiés au mouvement MAHA de Robert Kennedy Jr.
We're ready. Good morning, Patriot family. Allie's in studio today. Happy
Allie's
Friday.
In the house. We got the memo, the dark color.
Yeah,
dark MAGA today, guys. Dark MAGA.
Ali et Michelle font partie de cette armée médiatique MAHA. Ces deux mamans quadragénaires de Floride sans aucune formation médicale sont des militantes pro-Trump et anti-vaccins. Elles ont lancé un podcast pour diffuser leurs convictions et contrer ce qu'elles considèrent comme une propagande pro-vaccin des médias traditionnels et des institutions de santé publique.
Many people in our country still, when they go to a pediatrician's office, feel like they're being asked to almost like they're being a bad parent because they don't want a needle put in their child's arm. Every parent out there remembers the first time you were a parent and you went into the pediatrician's office and they tell you, you know what, when you introduce solid foods, do it one at a time just to judge for any kind of allergic reaction that you may have. But yet you can jab sometimes 5, 6 different ingredients into a child's arm under the age of 3, and you're telling me that doesn't have, where's the medicine in that? It is no longer recommended.
Comme beaucoup de mères conservatrices, Ali et Michelle ont commencé à se mobiliser durant la pandémie de Covid-19 pour s'opposer aux restrictions sanitaires. Elles ont ensuite lancé leur podcast pour s'adresser directement aux mères de familles américaines, les mères conservatrices du mouvement Make America Healthy Again, les MAHA Moms, comme elles se définissent elles-mêmes.
MAHA moms, MAHA girls. Yeah, I like it.
MAHA baddies?
Okay.
I think our MAHA moms are moms getting back to old school thinking, right? We want to know what's being injected into our children. We want to know what's being put in their food. And what I love about MAHA moms is that they are truly women's women. Like they take the time to educate other women.
Right.
They're not looking down and judging other women.
Oh, honey, you didn't know that you had a vaccine exemption in your state, baby girl. Let me send it to you. And I'm going to send it to you for free.
The Mom Network.
It is amazing. amazing. I love it. I love it.
You know who the biggest marketer is?
Moms.
A mom. Whether she likes your business or she doesn't like your business,
Yep.
she'll make sure everybody in the neighborhood knows.
Yep.
So when moms caught wind of this, the veil's lifted. Largely uncensored, unfiltered, unmuted, and well, you know, what happens, we're the recipe of what happens when moms activate. It feels like Avengers assemble.
Pourtant, même dans un État ultra-conservateur comme la Floride, la décision de lever les obligations vaccinales dans les écoles rencontre une forte résistance. Plus de 60% des Floridiens s'opposent à cette décision et ils se mobilisent lors de réunions publiques comme celle-ci, organisée par le ministère de la Santé. Ce jour-là, Ali et Michel ont fait 7 heures de route pour participer. Mais leur discours se heurte à celui de cette autre Amérique qui croit toujours en la science. Professionnels de santé, professeurs ou simples parents ne cachent pas leur inquiétude face aux conséquences déjà bien visibles de la chute du taux de vaccination en Floride.
Now we can open the floor to public comment.
Good morning. Thank you for hearing us out today. I'm here to talk on behalf of all the pediatricians, and I want to make this clear and loud. I want everyone to know how serious matters are. Just in the past 6 months, we've had 2 patients in the ICU with HIB. One child unfortunately succumbed at 4 months of age, no vaccines. 1 month ago, I was on call, and another patient also came into the ICU. 2.5-year-old, never vaccinated. HIB, again. Abscesses in the brain, seizures, brain dead. Quote unquote, mother's words. Please give my child every vaccine we can. This is what we're seeing, and this is because we do have choices. I would maintain the status quo the way it is right now, but sending a message to the general public that vaccines are not important, vaccines are not needed, is not the way to do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bertrand.
Well, good morning. I'm a retired teacher, and I'm also a reminder of the past. I grew up in a world without vaccines. For me, it was a common occurrence to see classmates of mine get sick and die when the vaccines came in. All of a sudden, within months, I stopped going to funerals. I stopped throwing cremations. What we are proposing here is to open that door again and create all this happen. Please, 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 think about this. This is not about us. This is about generations. What we're proposing is to go back into the dark ages. I urge you all to reconsider. Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's good to hear the parents, because the parents' voices have been drowned in.
In the 1950s, thalidomide.
We're in an era where their voice is dominant. But that doesn't mean that they're the folks in the majority. It just means that their voice is the loudest. So I think that, when you look at most people in the US, most people believe that vaccines are important to prevent disease. A small minority believe that they're not and have the perspective of really no one should ever be vaccinated. And so it just means that we in science need to do better to make sure that the voice of reason and scientific data starts to overtake the voice of conspiracy.
Les États-Unis déjà ultra polarisés se sont trouvés une nouvelle ligne de fracture entre science et idéologie, entre médecine et politique. Et dans cette bataille, la Floride se voit comme un État pionnier, un laboratoire politique annonçant peut-être le futur de l'Amérique.